Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back here for another check-in on Survivor AU. Back here with our chief Survivor international correspondent. Please welcome the great Shannon Guss. Shannon, how are you?
Rob, that's a loaded question. I'm great. I'm doing well talking to you. Don't ask me how I am at the moment. Don't do that. Yeah, we checked in last 3 weeks ago,
Yeah.
otherwise known as 4,000 years ago.
Yeah. And
It's a lot of
then
Survivor.
we were going to check in, and then ultimately it was like, oh no, we can't do it. Psych, here we are, we're doing it. We pulled a Raymond.
In many, many ways. Yes, we did. That's what this check-in is. So a lot to talk about, Rob. Are you still enjoying Titans v Rebels as much as you once
Very
were?
much so. Very much so. Let me just set up that Shannon has already a podcast out with a Survivor legend of a Titan of her own. Kelly Wentworth talked about everything from this week. So that will be a much more comprehensive discussion as Shannon and I bounce around here with the Survivor AU like we do. Patrons get this on Wednesday, and then we'll put this out in the main feed probably by Friday later on this week. And of course, we do try to make it as accessible as possible for our patrons to check out everything that's going on Survivor AU. All right, Shannon, where do we begin?
So much Survivor.
Look, so good. It's been so good.
Tell me your feelings about it.
Okay. I've got a lot of feelings. It's been such an interesting season with Ferris and Kirby really at the center of everything. And there's been like very few times that the opposition like has gotten one over on them. It's almost just been like Ferris and Kirby like back and forth in and out of war with each other. And it's just been such an interesting dynamic, really. And I talked about them as like Tony and Sarah a couple of weeks ago. And I really feel even more strongly about them, even this week with Eileen, who I loved. I was very sad to see Eileen go. When Eileen got voted out, I really felt, oh, this is it now. Ferris is going to go nuclear. But this was kind of like in Winners at War when Sophie got voted out, where it was like, all right, Sarah had her own thing going on. Okay. And then Tony's like, can't be having that. And it's like, okay, that's it. No way Sarah is going to forgive Tony for that. And then the next episode, it was just like, okay, well, this is what was like causing problems for us. So we're good now. And it's like the same dynamic.
I think that Ferris and Kirby have done what the kind of like iconicness and the layers of the Tony-Sarah relationship that they had over 3 seasons and packing all of that into this now like 3/4 of a season. I think they did it so instantly because you're right. I don't think that there's been any time when they've both lost.
Right.
Like they either win together like they did when it was like when Eden went home, or they win over one over each other. Like Kirby did when she got one on Eileen, or Ferris did when he got one against Winner, even though that was like a kind of quasi loss for Kirby. So yeah, I mean, it's like, can you think of a dynamic of a newbie season this rich and this layered in the first run? Because I feel like Simon and George, there's a lot there. Like trying to think of like the best layered, not like a JT and a Steven. I want layers. I want complexity. Like is there an example as good as this?
I don't think so. Certainly not in the new era of U.S. Survivor, just because there's just not enough time for something. I guess,
but not
Shannon Ricard. But Shannon Ricard was like, like what happened in like a couple of weeks of the pre-merge for Ferris and for Kirby, because they're just
5,
that they're together, then they're apart, then they come back together, and then they're like, I can't trust him. Then they've split up again, and then they're working. Okay, I've got to get the jump on them before they get me. Okay, I know what they're doing, and it's like, let's get back together.
It's insane that they're both still here. Yeah. I'm trying to think, and I'd love the suggestions of if there is.
It's like they're the platonic Ross and Rachel. Will they? Won't they?
Yeah, that's true. You could say probably the same thing about.
Should I just make Friends references for this one?
Yes, Thank you.
Yes.
So who was Ross and Rachel? No, that one I got. Yeah, you're very, very up on Friends. Ross and Rachel. That's the reference. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that they're still here. Like, why are they? How
Sometimes
did
they're
they
on a break.
sometimes they is that the one that you have, Rob? Did you have any more Friends
I mean,
references?
I watched all of I've never rewatched Friends, but I watched it all in the real time.
Like me and Seinfeld?
I don't think you were watching Seinfeld in the real time.
No, not in the real time, but I watched it once and never
Yeah.
watched it again.
Yeah. Okay.
And did you like Friends?
Yeah, I was very high on Friends.
Okay. I don't know how we deviated to this point, but I feel like can we really not come up with another relationship that's as laid and complex as
Fat
this in all of
Ross
survivor history?
and yeah.
And then the Kirby one doesn't work. But Fair Ross was great. But Fair Ross was great. Yeah. So, Rob.
Yes.
Can we not come up with one bit? Like, there has to be a more layered.
No, this is
if
it.
Not,
this is it. I don't know, like what you would say, like without being like hyperbolic. Like this is the most like complicated, interesting relationship among two players in Survivor history, and I still don't know how it's gonna go.
I'm trying to rack my brain. Like I feel like I'm podcasting.
I kind of feel like neither of them is gonna win. I mean, I haven't even made like a winner pick. Like back in week 1, I said that Mark was the winner pick, but the Titans are just like hapless. Like they're like the Washington Generals against Ferris and Kirby. That they've got nothing. Yeah, they got lucky that Raymond flipped to vote out Jaden this week, but other than that, like.
Also a Titan, but yeah.
Right, but it had flipped against them.
Yeah, that's fair, yeah. I think Mark did some work there, but it's true.
Sure. I don't want to say that they're but like you're telling me that the side of Kitty flipped on Caroline this week.
I know. Insane. Well, it's because when they came in, like the Mark Valeria side like immediately flipped on Kitty and Caroline. And so they were like so super fractured where the Rebels somehow put it aside after Kelly went home.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby and Ferris have had a great capacity to, as we've said, like put things aside and move forward, which the Titans are doing now, to be fair, but it was like a little bit too late. Like they're doing it with less agency because they've been depowered a little bit earlier on in all of like the fracturing that they did. So yeah, I mean, I'm still racking my brain. I don't know that. I don't know. I feel like, am I missing something obvious? But I don't think I am.
Yeah. No,
wow. We have the best dynamic. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
It's been really, really interesting to see this. And I don't know, maybe like a little bit like Haley and George. But it's not as good as this. It's not as good as this.
Haley and George is storied, but it's not as complex and it's not as layered. Like it was amazing. Like,
and George and Simon was very one-sided. Yeah.
Yeah, George and Simon was incredible. But that, to be fair, is a returning season. Like we have a whole history with both players before we get, I did. You watched Brayton versus Braun as the, before, afterwards. It's kind of like the precursor after. But yeah, George and Haley, I feel like were so incredible in their own right, and often that interacted with each other. And to get them both as the final two was insane. But it wasn't as much that dynamic was this incredible. It was amazing. Like it's crazy that I'm downplaying it, but it wasn't. It's like Kirby's incredible, Ferris is incredible, but together and apart. Riveted. Are you higher on Kirby as a screen presence? Because last time we spoke, you were more moderate on her compared to.
Yeah, she's a very good. I still say better player than she is like a television character, but she also will have like some very like bold, straightforward, like cutting remarks. Her and Alex at Tribal Council this week. I think was that on the Jaden vote of the that basically like telling Alex that he sucks at playing the game. Like that's really good. I mean. Ferris is so charismatic and likable that I think that maybe standing next to Ferris so much, I think it's not a fair comparison because he's just one of the most likable people that have ever been on the show. So it's not necessarily a fair comparison. And so, Kirby is, good TV, but I think is a great player.
I honestly think Kirby's phenomenal TV. I wish that you would come fully over to my perspective. But yeah, someone who's going to tell people to their face that they're a bad player. Like, it's as I've said before, she does it in a like more moderate tone, but like the content is fiery. And she's just such a bombastic player that that works into how she is as a screen presence, I feel, because
Good
that's
TV.
contributing to the action.
There's so many things that go into it, like that does and now this is like I'm like coming after Kirby, like, but like do they command the screen when they are in confessional, and do they capture the audience's attention? I like she's not bad, but to me this is not like a TV star.
Huh, I disagree, but anyway, I've been disagreeing with everyone all over the place, but I'm very high on Kirby as a.
And you can be a great Survivor player and not be a TV star.
Yeah, I mean, Sarah Lucina is that example, but Kirby is not to the level of Sarah Lucina from a TV.
And I was saying there are male players also that also are like do not like pop off the screen as a TV star and are great players.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think that's like not even like a popular criticism of Kirby. Like,
just trying to.
I know, Rob.
Yeah.
But no one will come for you. The hot take for Kirby hasn't been that she's like a lukewarm TV character. I feel like that's your hot take. That's a hot take. I haven't really seen that. The thing I see from Kirby.
Nobody else talks about this stuff.
Yeah, you're in your own lane, muting me on Twitter, not knowing what's going on. That's why it's so fun to talk to you about it. But I feel like
I've never muted you.
Oh, then how are you not so spoiled all the time that you block me?
Well, you know who spoiled me on this last episode was freaking YouTube.
Oh, why? Oh, Jury Villa.
Yeah, it's just like, here's a picture of Valeria getting voted out, everybody. Like, well, I went on YouTube. I didn't even watch the video.
They should probably cover for that. But anyway, so the take with Kirby is usually like the hate around her. It's like she's smug, she's arrogant, which she is, but I just think it's less accepted in women.
Doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me.
That's fine. Like your take that she's more of a muted character, I think I don't really see so much of that. But anyway, so they're fun. What else is happening in this season? What else should we talk about?
Well, we got to talk about everything with Raymond, where, I had been pretty down on Raymond. Like, I thought Raymond was like, this guy is useless, Raymond. I felt like he's sort of like a character, like in every like pirate movie, there's like Captain Hook. And then there's like his henchman who's just kind of like an idiot who that is like will like tell the good guys the plan if they just ask him like the right question, and he's like very naive.
That person.
You
can glasses.
Basically, like he's like that guy. Every bad guy in a movie like has like a not so bright henchman that gives up like way too much information, doesn't really know what's going on, and like sometimes then the bad guy will like Jim Halpert to the camera, like,
it's this guy.
Do you see what I'm working with? That's basically.
I Googled, as you can see, Captain Hook friend.
Smee, I think his name might be.
Smee, yeah, that's it. It's Smee. Yeah.
That's, to me, that was Raymond all season long.
They say he's Captain Hook's right-hand man, and I think that's pretty insensitive.
Poor taste. Yeah.
Anyway, you get the joke. So that was Raymond. Yeah, continue. Sorry, but the Smee.
So I was like, listen, like Johnny Fairplay's son is not bringing it. He's getting the Dodo edit. Like, it was one thing when
he is his son.
I think we have to check the travel records. I know Johnny Fairplay was in Australia recently, but was he in Australia sometime around the height of his Survivor fame?
It wasn't. Raymond's older than you think. It was. I also feel like that would be, but it's not. We'd be older. It'd be a pre-Survivor. Yeah. Anyway,
unclear.
Now that tangent around Johnny Fairplay's illegitimate children.
Yes.
But you were going somewhere important. I know that.
Yes.
Raymond
yes. So Raymond, and he really had not done it. He had like a little bit like with Kelly, that he was friends with Kelly, and I'm not sure if that medium dive or deep dive with Kelly is going to end up happening now after.
Well,
I kind of thought.
Why?
Yes. I thought she was going to be in the end game.
Yeah, so did I. She's sending me a shirt, but she didn't get my address, I don't think. I'm trying to think about that. She said she was going to send me a shirt that said the Juicy Apple shirt.
Okay.
Which I really want. I really, really want it. But did she get my address? I don't know. Now I'm thinking about it. But yeah, so he was close with Kelly. The tangents. I'm so sorry. I'm the problem. It's me.
He was close with Kelly. I thought he was going to be like Kelly's friend, but then he ends up just like being absorbed into like Ferris and Eileen. And so then, but he gets this advantage this week. And really, okay, now he has something to do. And I kind of didn't understand the advantage at first. I had seen about the advantage on Twitter before I saw the episode, and then I watched the episode. And so I thought, okay, this is interesting. And, I do think that the producers do a really good job of like, they know in the filming, like, okay, this is what's going to happen this week. And so they are like, okay, you have to use it in these 3 tribal councils. Okay, so we get 3 episodes, boom, 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 and he's got to use it this week. All right. So, yeah, I do wonder, like, with the Jaden vote, how much of like he like laying the track for ultimately what he was going to do in the 3rd episode this week? Do you have any insight into whether like was his like kind of like out of nowhere move to flip and get Jaden voted out and to like give the Titans like some kind of false sense of security? Was he playing the long game there?
I didn't think so. I mean, I think it's connected in that in getting an advantage like that, he starts to like assess his whole place in the game and how he's going to win. And then it becomes, I need to make big moves, but can I really pull off this advantage? Maybe not. So maybe I do a flip. Maybe I claim that. I think that mentality is important, but I don't think it was like the setup of like, let me plant these seeds, because he does use it, to be fair. He uses it as a jumping off point to say like, oh, I'm upset that I was the reason Jaden went home. But I think he uses it, and maybe I'm being too dismissive if I say that was like the first phase of the plan. It just felt kind of impulsive. Like it feels like it's right before tribal council. So if he's laying that out before, it feels like it would have been kind of like longer in the works. But
do you feel like that he was kind of like hating on Jaden's position in that, oh, like, hey, I'm the person who's like the 3rd wheel here with Ferris and Kirby, and now he's coming in, he's taking my spot?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he also wasn't at that discussion that Alex was so upset about. But I don't know that it's. I think like Jaden voted for Raymond last week with the intention of Raymond going and then flipped to Eden. Hate to bring it up, but like maybe he thought this person is no one to me. Yeah.
Okay. So, well, anyway, but then Raymond really, I have to like commend him on like the performance that he did. I mean, it was really incredible, and I don't think anybody else except for Raymond could have pulled this off.
Do you think that? Maybe
Ferris. He's the only other person I think could have potentially pulled this off.
It's hard for me because I think like leaning into that, the extremities of how low he was feeling, to me doesn't like the commitment to the bit, incredible. I gave him 2 chizzy points, but like that doesn't feel that hard to me. I felt like what Ferris was doing was more of a nuanced performance because he has to like really give, and we're going to say it out loud and it all has to be unanimous. It's very specific, whereas Ray has to be just so low. I feel like as a performance, that might be quite easy to sink into. Yeah. But then you wonder, so who else could look like that? Who else?
But I think Ferris would have done it totally different. I think Ferris would have like, okay, I am going to get everybody to want to vote me out, not because he's like, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm mentally checked out. I think Ferris would have been like, Caroline, Mark, I'm coming for you. Like, and like here, like I'm giving my idol away to this person. Like, I think that he would have like gone about it in a totally different way. And I think he would have really gone for it. I think that that's the other person. I think anybody else, I don't think that they even attempt to do something like this.
I mean, yeah, firstly, I've said that Raymond should do it because it's a big move that, to help a resume that's pretty bleak so far compared to other people who should not take such a massive risk like this. So I feel like of the people who should do it, only Raymond. Of the people who could pull off something like this, in terms of their perception, I don't know, because if someone like Mark got it, could he ever, he's like an even-keeled person. Like Raymond, I think, has like a little bit of that like aloofness and like, not that makes him like depressed or anything, but maybe, I don't know, he can seem like kind of a little bit off kilter compared to someone like maybe Mark, or could Kitty do, like, probably not, like in what you buy from them.
Kitty can't lie. Kirby tells us this all the time.
That's true. That's from a lying perspective. Yeah, that's good.
As far as like the actual advantage, and I have just finished watching the 3rd episode, so I have not really engaged with the discourse. That is the concept of the advantage. Is it popular, or do people really dislike this advantage?
I think a minority didn't like the way that it forced Raymond to be so extremely kind of beyond game in a, becoming a mental health thing. I didn't blame the advantage for that. I just think it was a perfect storm. But some people didn't like that. I think maybe some people thought I kind of had this take a little bit myself. I think that the episode ends up being interesting, but there is a take that I've seen that I also thought of, which is like, why would the producers want to force a like unanimous vote? Like, yes,
Yeah.
the advantage, like that's super interesting and turning it around, but like the game has been like pretty much just even groups and it's been pluralities and it's been so interesting. Why would you try and force something so extreme? Which
it's maybe
it
the
robs
most
a little bit
fluid
of the
season we've ever
oxygen.
had. It's just absolutely incredible. I feel like if I was going to tweak this, I think that why does it need to be unanimous? Like, I think it should be that if you are the person who gets the most votes at Tribal Council, if you are holding this advantage, you actually get to decide who goes home. So it's an idol, but it's also like, but with a twist of that he gets to decide, like he gets to say the name of the person.
Yeah,
like his one vote will supersede whatever the minority vote was. So if it's like 6 votes on Raymond and then 2 votes on Ferris, and then his one vote will rule the day, even though it's, I don't know why it needs to be unanimous for that, because then I think it's like we really are forcing somebody into it. But I do think that as a television episode, I thought it was really great. I love that really, Johnny Fairplay's son gets put in this position where he has to be forced to tell this huge lie and go to the depths of like the really like selling this huge lie to all of the other players. And like, I think that there's some great symmetry and poetry there with Johnny Fairplay and his son.
I think we're bordering on defamation at a point.
For who? For who? Johnny Fairplay or Raymond? Yeah.
Okay, we just want the paternity records, Raymond. Okay?
I just want them to go on Maury Povich, okay?
I just want to know.
All we want is one simple DNA test.
That is not Raymond's natural hair. But is it Johnny Fairplay?
Oh, do you think it's Johnny Fairplay's?
Well, if it's not either of their natural hair, then why are we even having this conversation? Like, they both just have the exact same hair dye. Like, that's not paternity. That's not genetics. What?
If they're doing everything exactly the same,
they're not. They're not even remotely similar in any way. Anyway, I'm gonna feel bad.
They're not even remotely similar in any way.
How old is Johnny Fairplay?
Who knows?
I'll Google it. I have points, but I think this is okay. Captain Hook friend, and now Johnny Fairplay age.
Son of Fairplay.
Okay, he could have fathered Raymond. I think this is an interesting thread. I think we should pull at it. But okay, in terms of the advantage, it did bring the dynamics to a standstill, right? Like all of the fluidity stopped in the name of Ray. And is the advantage more interesting than what those dynamics could be? Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. Well, also, but isn't this what would have happened anyway, though? Like, had we played a normal vote at the final 9, like, wasn't this the most likeliest outcome that Valeria was going to go home?
Oh, Valeria? Yeah, I thought you not Raymond doing though. I mean, no, probably not.
Why do you say that? Because at the final 10, the plan was Valeria until they switched it at the last second.
Yeah, and has one plan stay through one vote, Rob.
No,
like, she's probably the most immune.
But Shannon, if I was going to ask you going into like to do your predictions and your power rankings, like who is the most likeliest person to go home? Like, take away the popcorn advantage. Wouldn't Valeria have been the most likely person to go out?
I don't know. Kitty came back to them.
Yeah.
So that 5, if Kitty's actually a bit of a swing vote at that point, and if she's with
them, who they have? Kitty, Caroline, Alex, Mark,
and Valeria of 9.
Valeria
against the Rebel 4.
Mm-hmm.
I think Rihanna could go.
Yeah.
She was vulnerable at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, Kirby gives a necklace, but maybe not if they're like in a 4 or 5 minority.
Mm-hmm. Yep. By the way, going back to the discussion that we had back in week 3, did Rihanna make the dumbest move in Australian Survivor history to send home a woman that I can't even remember her name? Yeah, I think Riri has been redeemed.
She's been redeemed.
Redeemed.
Why by doing it 2 more times? Why?
She's still here.
She's done it 2 more times. It's a trilogy.
Yeah, she's fine.
Rob, death, taxes, and Rihanna voting individually to send someone home that enables often the middle-aged mafia. Like, that's crazy. How has she been redeemed? She keeps doing it. It's bad.
Yeah. I don't know who's going to win.
I was going to say about the advantage before we get. So because what you're suggesting is to make it less risky and more powerful. I don't think I like that. I think I like that it's really risky. Like, it's a big play. Most people won't do it. And like, if you do it and you pull it off, which I don't think how that could ever happen again because I think quits have changed forever. But like,
I don't know if like Raymond had been like, oh, I just would love popcorn. It was like popcorn and like a lime margarita or something like that. Was he just like talking about this nonstop and they knew that he was going to go for that? Because I think in anybody else's hands, I think it ends up being not even used.
Look,
popcorn and lemonade. I'm sorry. Check my notes.
It should be a frozen Coke. Like, let's really go to the movies with it. It should have been in like the Mean Girls or the, the Barbie that in the container. But
Dune 2.
No, it was months ago, Rob. That they don't film it live. Actually, it's months ago, and then we watch it.
Raymond might have the Dune 2 popcorn container. Eden knows what I'm talking about.
Eden knows everything you say, and I wish I was Eden.
Johnny Fairplay definitely does.
Does he? Does he like Dune 2?
I'd say he lusts Dune 2.
I don't know enough about Dune 2 to have this conversation. A lot of Johnny Fairplay talk in this podcast, but is it? It's
like look, it's a nice thing that Australian Survivor did this. That first they brought in Sandra's daughter, and now they brought in Johnny Fairplay's son, and maybe Rupert's daughter will play at some point.
I love it. What I want to do is go through all Australian Survivor and then like make people the children of. So who is it? Zendaya? Is that what it is? Zendaya?
Zendaya's in it, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the popcorn. I have judged Australian Survivor in the past for some pretty iffy auction stuff.
Yeah.
Like auction stuff where the right person won an advantage that was like, we'll give it to you back at camp. And I was like, okay, well, what would it have been if a different person won this advantage? But the advantage is always in the popcorny type thing. It's been in popcorn literally before in Australian Survivor with David.
The Golden God.
It's always in the sweets, in the jar. I think it was pretty predictable. So I think they got pretty lucky that it was Raymond because you're right. If someone else, I don't think anyone attempts it. It's kind of like the would have, could have, should have. And I'm not even trying to put in Taylor Swift references. Like it just is that. Like, would anyone do this? Probably not.
Okay.
Could anyone do this? Probably not.
Third person who might do it.
Who?
Alex.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my question for
Alex. But could he?
No, he could, but he wouldn't have pulled it off.
He could make people mad.
I've really come to like Alex on this season.
Okay.
Alex has a tattoo that says Survivor.
Yeah.
Is this a coincidence, or is Alex such a fan of Survivor that he has had it tattooed on his body? I think it has to be a coincidence.
It is, yeah. I think it's about his mom surviving breast cancer. So,
yes. Okay. Yeah. I was like, this does not strike me as they say on Twitter, a Mike Bloom type.
Did you think Alex was a really big fan?
I was like, did he get cast on the show and then maybe
shot a shot?
She said, okay, I'm a Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Okay.
But it is kind of in the font. I don't know. I don't spend
the font. The font was very similar. Also, that's the other thing.
Do you know that it took me 8 weeks of Australian Survivor Heroes versus Villains to be told by Owen that Jerry had a nipple tattoo? I didn't ever notice that.
Didn't come up in Issa Look.
I think he was wearing a shirt in Issa Look.
Yeah.
He must have been.
Chest. It's not really nipple. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is. I'm just saying, I'm not looking. Okay, I'm not.
Well, all right. Clearly. Well, if you ever need,
nipple information.
Yeah.
What are you offering?
Nothing.
Good.
the day that Survivor All-Stars premiered was the Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh my
That
god!
I was on TV on that very network that very night. Within
Talk about being
hours.
overshadowed. Talk about
Yes.
one of what was it? All Stars? One of
Survivor
only
All-Stars.
a few episodes overshadowed by the Justin Timberlake Janet Jackson incident. Are you trying to get the podcast and me canceled more by every hot button topic?
But the very hot button topic of the 2004 Super Bowl halftime show.
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google.
Uh-oh.
No, it's fine. I know about the halftime show.
Okay.
I just don't know the directions we're going in this podcast.
Okay, well we're bouncing around anyway.
We're bouncing from Smee to Johnny Fairplay's paternity to the 2004.
In fairness, that's the same subject. Yeah. But so I don't know who's gonna win. Like I guess if I had to predict right now, is Ferris or Kirby going to win? I think that would be the perfect end to the season, that one of those two, imagine they both get to the final tribal council. Oh my God.
Incredible.
That would be
even believe.
the best season ever.
Put it out there.
Yeah.
I mean, with Haley and George, it never seemed possible, and then that happened. So I guess,
right.
It has been done, but that would be crazy.
Yeah, if they got to the end, that would be great. I think if either of them does get there, I feel like they win. This does not seem like a bitter jury, especially with the mayor of Ponderosa, Eileen, who I just thought was just such a smart player. I really related to Eileen a lot of the time about like just I felt like that she was very like analytical. She was like with these two allies in Kirby and Ferris who are like, she's like stuck in the middle in this tug of war between this like star-crossed lovers, and I don't mean that literally, but in Ferris and Kirby, of like they're on again, they're off again, and here's Eileen in the middle, and ultimately she gets taken out as the wedge.
Yeah, I don't think she was really in the middle. I think she was like far from Kirby.
Yes, she was. She was on Team Ferris.
Yeah, it was interesting hearing her interview with Mike, because she had been, I think, in the middle earlier on, but then was like pushed into the side with Ferris, and he maintained the Kirby relationship that she did not, and then she suffers for it. So,
but I loved her as sort of like Ferris's consigliere, like she was like his like inside counsel, where before he's making he wants to make a crazy move, and Eileen's like, I don't know about that, Ferris, and now he doesn't have that. Yeah,
and it was pretty. Although I don't think that Ferris made a lot of crazy moves. Like Kirby makes the crazy moves, right? Like Kirby does the wild. Like, what has Ferris done? Like, I think we've said he's really trustworthy. He makes like salient moves, like taking out Winner. That made sense. Like, has he done anything so wild? He's just really been responding to people turning on him. So maybe that was Eileen, and maybe now it's going to be a little bit unleashed. He helps with the Raymond plan, but like that's Raymond. So yeah. So okay, but who put your money on someone, Rob? Come on.
So I guess if I was going to do, I don't know. I guess winner power rankings. I think you have to have like if I had to flip a coin, and I don't want to be like arbitrary and reductive. That I would say I think probably Kirby has I'd say the inside track over Ferris. I think I would say Kirby 1, Ferris 2.
Well, let's do a draft. Let's do all of our.
Okay.
You Survivor UK every week we drafted. You drafted.
Are you good? You're good with the draft? Okay.
Yeah, sure, let's do that.
Okay. I didn't want to put you on the spot here.
I mean, it'll be hard. I spoke about it with Kelly Wentworth today from an edit perspective, from a game, mainly from an edit perspective. Wait, let's do best out of 3, scissors, paper, rock.
No. That's fine. I'll draw.
Let's go one.
Here. That Sam Moore will have. That he has the.
No, I'm here. I am.
Okay. All right.
Rock,
one.
Paper, scissors, shoot.
Yep. Okay. All right. That was paper. Okay.
Yeah. I'll take Kirby.
Okay. All right. So Shannon takes Kirby.
Every week I just back Kirby. Doesn't make sense. Not every week.
But I remember in week 1 when I gave Ferris and Kirby chizzy points, and you didn't give them any though.
Did you? Who remembers week 1? That was 100 years. Did I? Who did I give chizzy points to? What happened in week 1?
Well,
I didn't give to Ferris or Kirby.
You said Kirby made a horrible move. I do not like this.
She has even said herself how bad that move was. It blew up so poorly that they were fighting about it weeks later. I really have never been more validated.
All right, I'll take Ferris. Okay, so I got Ferris in our draft. Okay, so now I go again. Really snake draft, right?
Do any? Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Yes. Sure. Okay.
Yeah. Go.
All right. So then here's where the draft starts at 3. Really, of who is the third really most obvious third pick. This is an obvious third pick.
Yeah, I feel like you actually got it. You got in the snake draft. I feel like you actually got it way better because the top 3 is so obvious. Not that I'm already like defending my loss, but I just think that like getting it 2 of the top 3 picks is a better spot, and I should have thrown.
See, I'm just trying to talk it through. So you have there's Rihanna, who's left from that side, and Raymond, but I don't feel like either of them are big jury threats. And then on the other side, Mark, Caroline, Kitty. What's that?
You gave Mark, Kirby, and Ferris in your shitty points for week 1.
That's, Mark, Kirby, Ferris. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
You did. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I would say Mark is my number 3.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I'd hate to lead you there.
Can you imagine the top 3 players on the season? I would have the 3 people I gave the Chizzy points to in week 1.
That would be incredible.
Yep. Okay.
And really, it would really speak to the narrative of this
just
season.
To speak to Mark, that like, yeah, he's sort of like in this position where that he is, I think, respected. He, like has a real friend on the jury now in Valeria, Justice for Valeria, and. I don't think that he's ever like really like other than Caroline, and he's like won her back over. I mean, Caroline and Mark have had their own like mini like Ferris and Kirby situation all season long.
100%. Yeah, and that's the mirror image.
Yeah, and so I'll take Mark number 3.
Well, I'm just gonna go back to my list of people I crossed out with Kelly when we were talking through the winners earlier today. This is tough now. I feel like there's a big gap. I know my next 2, but I don't know what order to do them in.
Yeah.
But I think it's important. But they seem crazy. Tell me if I'm crazy.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. It's just like it's such a negative edit. Maybe I'm being optimistic, like Caroline.
Okay.
I feel like she's got a lot of edit. She's got a game to speak to.
Mm-hmm.
She's got, I think it's a little bit of like things I've disagreed with, kind of how the last few votes have gone since the winner vote, but she's got the capabilities, and I'd love to see it. I'm gonna go Caroline, and then I think I'm gonna go Alex.
Okay.
I could see like Alex has the edit. He could get to the end and be like, "How am I here?" It was so individual. It was in its own kind of ways bombastic in that it's just like the floater gameplay that's just attached to nothing. It's interesting. Sitting next to the right people who may seem more like the Captain Hook right hands. There's something there for Alex, but I don't know. Yeah. Were those good picks? Would you have gone in a similar direction, or?
So I think that the one person I might have taken first, but I think that, there's no bad picks here at this point in the draft. I would say I would take Rihanna 6. She just has not gotten much in terms of the edit. She seems like a nice enough person. Like I could see maybe if there's like some kind of like bitter jury towards Kirby, or like Kirby gets taken out like close to the end, and then she really like goes a half Murphy for Rihanna. So and Kitty seems to really like Rihanna. Like it seems like that they had like a decent relationship. And then between Kitty or Raymond, I guess I'll take Kitty.
No, it's a bad pick. I would have taken Raymond.
Could you imagine Raymond in the final tribal council? Is he even going to give a speech?
Yeah, I mean, he did have 3 confessionals in 15 episodes, which is the lowest of all time. So maybe I shouldn't have taken Raymond. But I do think that there's maybe a narrative here. Maybe it's the Erica style lion, lamb. I don't really remember what's going on there. But don't you think like maybe that's it? It's like now he comes alive.
I mean, maybe. I kind of feel like that this was his one big scene, and then like, okay, after this, like
stage left.
Finish. Like I've done. Yeah. So he had his moment.
But that Kitty's not winning.
No, Kitty's not winning this. So I guess Raymond would have been a better pick.
Well, I'll take Raymond.
You take Raymond. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. So what are the teams? I've got Kirby.
Yeah, Shannon has Kirby, Caroline, Alex and Raymond, and Rob has Ferris, Mark, Riri, and Kitty.
You didn't even remember Kitty. You drafted her.
Kitty purr, boots down.
You didn't even remember. You drafted her 30 seconds ago.
Kitty's not gonna win.
No.
How about Kitty flipping on Caroline this week? For what? Why? Why now? This is my best friend for 36 days. But you know what? I'm not feeling it. So I'm with you now, Kirby.
Kelly Wentworth and I had a lot of fun with that one because she was so upset. She was like, no one's making you do this. Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Like, for no reason.
For no reason.
Oh my God. And the Kitty deep dive, I'm sure we'll get to.
Yeah.
Whenever that exit interview happens, that's my first question. Just why?
Why did you do that? What happened?
Yeah.
Maybe there's something happened off screen.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's keep going. Valeria, I loved Valeria. She was such a great character. So sad to see her go out. She was a good sport.
She really was so gracious. I mean, maybe not all the time, but in this, yes.
Bring her back.
In this unfair thing, I think Valeria
kind of felt like, like, are we getting like some kind of like Alex Valeria showmance here? Is this like the couple? Well, okay. Well, I you say that he does, but you know, what was it called? The couple, the cuddle. The Cuddle Crew? Yeah. Cuddle Crew is back for a second, it looked like.
Can you name the 4 members of the Cuddle Crew? Can you get a second member of the Cuddle Crew? I said one of them earlier in this podcast. That was Alex. That's a freebie. That's the free square on the bigger. Can you name one other person from the Cuddle Crew, Rob?
Was there like a Kate or something?
No, not even.
Shannon, I have all to do to remember the people that are here with us in the game. They've gone out of sight, out of mind. Don't ask me about the Cuddle Crew. Was Damien in the Cuddle Crew?
I don't even know where you're picking these names from. Are you just making it up, or you're trying to troll me? It was
Bob Sacamano.
Is this a Seinfeld? These Seinfeld names?
That one was. Who was it? But it's like some unusual name. The guy, right?
Got it. Well, 3 podcasts in, and I know to now.
Yes.
I mentioned Sarah earlier.
Yes. Okay.
Sarah. Yeah. And Peter. Easy to remember. It's the same name as my husband.
Yes.
That's how you could have remembered. And Tobias.
Tobias. That was Damien. Damien was Tobias.
I think in the check-in last time you didn't remember Tobias like that, and he'd gone the week before.
Guess what? When we check in after the finale, ask me about Tobias, and I won't remember. I won't remember him then either.
Commit it to memory. What mnemonic device can we use?
Yes. Okay.
He went by.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I don't need to remember Tobias.
Well, anyway, I'm also pretty sure that Valeria has a partner because there was like a secret scene, like loved ones letter thing.
Okay.
A lot of people said that. I know that you didn't love maybe something else you don't remember, but like the Survivor UK letters that took up 30 minutes. This was just secret scene for 5 minutes on the letters, which I enjoyed. I really liked it. Yeah. I didn't think there was a romantic thing there though. I thought they were just like, I mean, I don't know. It was a little flirty.
Yeah, it was just like a little bit like, oh, Alex, I'm looking at him like completely different now. And then he took her on the reward after that. I was like, okay, this is going somewhere.
Yeah,
but no.
But it wasn't. Yeah.
If it wasn't for frickin' Raymond.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for frickin' Johnny Fairplay's son, we could have had the Cuddle Crew 2.0.
Yeah. What has he left us any clues that it's Raymond Fairplay?
I don't know. But Raymond was like, he really sold it. Like, I don't know if there's ever been a Survivor that's done a better acting job. Maybe short of Natalie Cole on the next season of The White Lotus. But when he it was like had his face in the sand and wasn't eating for days.
Was that it? Is it the audition for The White Lotus?
No, you think so?
Is that what this was? And Ferris as well?
Maybe. Best supporting actor.
Does Michael watch Australian Survivor? Because I feel like he would love it. Like everything I know about
I think he's kind of busy. I know I am the Mike White expert, but I think he's a little busy.
Yeah. I think he could find the time. He needs the episodes. He can pick someone.
I liked it when JLP drank the beer when Valeria got the chicken parma this week.
Yeah, they didn't give a soft option.
I felt bad for Ferris when he got the dental clinic.
Yeah. That was the emotion it was meant to elicit.
Yeah. Although probably a lot of dentists were very offended by, how Australian Survivor like really, makes fun of dental hygiene.
Yeah, I feel like in US Survivor, even in the most recent auction, maybe like people win the toothbrush and they're like, this was good. Like, thank you.
Wonder if JLP is an anti-dentite.
Is this a Seinfeld reference? It is? It is? Is it? Is it?
Yeah. That's okay.
I'm going to Google it.
I'm
going to leave.
Just as it sounds. Yeah.
Do you think that I've not experienced it? It isn't a Seinfeld reference. Rob, I've been through a lot this week, and I'm not really here for your bullshit. I'm just gonna say, I think I'm gonna snap, and I think it's gonna be at the hand of this, which will be. You must have been when you saw Ferris with the toothbrush. You must have been like, "Got her." No, because now,
I just thought of it now.
No, you didn't.
Just thought of it now.
No, you planned the stuff beforehand.
No,
and Rob, I want to tell you something. It's fine. I'm an employee of yours, trying to make content, and usually I'm 100% in the content, right? 100%. Got to give good content. Got to be funny. Got to be smart. Got to think of things. Now I'm 30% that, and I'm 20% trying to rack my brain to think if there's a better dynamic in all of Survivor Global history than Kirby and Ferris. And I'm 50% catching Seinfeld references like bugs.
You're like, well, I feel like that Ferris like inherited like Garrick's like I smell a rat power, and now you have it too.
The giddy
like at the Eden vote when Ferris is like read you like a bloody book, like he really he kept saying that. I thought that was so great.
Is any of this a Seinfeld reference?
No,
this is just us talking. Okay,
we're just talking. Yeah,
no, he did though inherent Garrick's giddy up level. I smell a rat. Yeah, and that's been good.
Yeah,
Rebel breeds have been good. In general, like Kirby's a good read.
I'll tell you what. You know what I smell? A non-elimination vote coming up pretty soon. Like I think that my Australian Survivor radar is saying like there's too long without a twist.
Yeah, I think the new production team, like I think they put 2 pre-merge. Like I think that's what they want.
We got 6 episodes left, right?
Yeah, there's only one we need left for a final 3. I was thinking juror removal.
Juror removal.
Yeah, because I did that last time because it works.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's late. Kind of just cram it into that finale week. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. Do they like to do the same thing twice in a row? I thought they'd mix it up.
Yeah, that's fair. But it just does work, though. I mean, I know people get mad, but it does. It is an episode that's interesting.
I was kind of surprised that I guess we had like the whole thing that had to go on with the Raymond vote, but I kind of felt like that I was a little surprised we got through this week without like a you're actually going to be voting for somebody to go to Exile Island for a day.
Yeah, freaking love it. Like freaking like it's been so clean. Like honestly, other than that one big twist, which I want your take on, but other than that one big twist that took out Charles, I have no notes. Now I had many notes on the twist, clearly like 40 minutes of a rant, but like at least that was one episode. I was thinking today with Kelly, like Edge of Extinction, like that like casts a pall over the whole season. Like it's appalling, literally. Like that ruins everything. Whereas like we got through that one vote, it was bad, but on we move. And I've like really loved the rest of production. I don't have any other criticisms. What did you think of that big twist where everyone lost their vote? Were you angry like me?
I wasn't angry like you or Mike. I really wasn't. I'm looking at this from like a much more casual perspective, and from my casual perspective, I was like, oh. Eileen didn't go home.
Yeah.
Charles, nice to know you, but okay.
They manipulated you to feel that way. You know that, right?
I was fine.
Yeah. You were fine being manipulated by the TV show.
It was fine.
As long as you know.
It was fine.
They didn't give Charles anything so that you felt that way.
Okay. I'm sure Charles is a great guy.
I know. I'm just saying that you felt that way because they made you feel. Anyway, whatever. The point is maybe I should be more casual. How do I be casual, Shannon? What would that even look like? Maybe I don't care. I don't care about things. I don't care about twists.
Wow.
Or how do I do that? Some sort of probably some sort of drug. I want to feel that way. I want to feel less all the time.
All right. Well, maybe Raymond's dad might be able to help you.
I met Raymond's brother.
Yes.
And I met his cousin.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Both lovely people.
Now, when you say Raymond's cousin, are you talking about
his cousin?
Tell me about Big Food Fun.
What?
Big Food Fun.
What are you saying?
Big Food Fun. It's coming. It's the Elsbeth of Australian Survivor.
You would just explain it. Explain what you mean.
What
am I missing?
Australian Survivor. There's two things that Australians care about on, I guess, from my knowledge of talking to you and Australian Survivor.
Oh, gosh.
Big Food Fun and Deal or No Deal. Not Dundee, not Deal or No Deal Island. That's all over Australian Survivor. Big Food Fun. I can only imagine what Big Food Fun is.
What
is it? A cooking show? Is it a? Is it Winna doing competitive eating?
I don't know what you mean. I googled Big Food Fun and nothing is here. Oh, okay. It's down the thing. My Google history when we podcast. Ready, Steady, Cook is bringing Big Food Fun to 10.
Oh, Big Food Fun is the tagline.
Yes.
For the show. I thought the show was called. It's all over the. I'm like trying to I'm trying to watch Australian Survivor here. It's just all over the screen.
I don't think it's in. Well, it's certainly not on my screener, and I don't think it's in. Is it in the bottom? Because I feel like the bottom right. That's like the nipple of the TV screen. I'm not looking at that. So is that where it is?
How is the bottom right like the nipple?
It is when you think about what I'm trying to say. You know who's in Ready, Steady, Cook?
I have no idea.
Khan.
Khan. Okay.
He was on Australian Survivor and Talking Tribal. So that's Big Food Fun. And then Deal or No Deal, I don't even think that's on our network. Like, why are you saying that that's something we care about? Deal? I think that's 7.
Okay.
Are you seeing ads for that?
Yeah, it looked like it on the screen. So
it is on 10. God damn, I work for this network. Why aren't they? Why
don't I just tell you what shows are on 10? Okay.
Yeah. Why don't you? I can Google it. Why aren't they doing Talking Tribal like that?
I don't know. Why are it's Shannon and George and
you hear it?
Put
that in the nipple of the TV screen. People will see it.
That's not. That's really. It's more of like the foot of the TV.
No, I mean I'm not looking at their feed either. I'm not going to lie to you.
Mm-hmm.
I care about their brains and their plans. I'm barely even looking. I don't even want to see anything.
You don't want to see any of the things that are popping up on the screen.
Yeah. Was that a thing?
What things are popping up on the screen? Yeah.
No, then when? What?
Shannon, all the time.
Will you screenshot it next time and send it to me so I understand what you're seeing? Because it might be some sort of like.
Hold on. Yep. Okay. Make sure watch Elsbeth on Thursday, everybody. Remember. Okay.
What's Elsbeth? I see you tweeting about this.
I guess if you watch Survivor on CBS, there's like a lot of promotion for Elsbeth.
I don't watch it. So
Elsbeth sounds like she'd be a character on the next Australian Survivor season.
Yeah, someone that you don't remember from the Cuddle Crew. There was an Elsbeth. You don't remember her. She went out in week 1. What is Elsbeth? I'll Google it.
Don't go. Okay, what else is there?
Elsbeth it's a TV series.
It's a spin-off, yeah.
Of The Good Wife.
Mm-hmm. Challenges are on point. All the challenges are good.
Okay, a lot of endurance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was getting a little bored during the drum maze. I thought that maybe that one was kind of
at least.
It was different. Mm-hmm. That was good.
Places we've gone. I mean, I don't even know. I'm so excited to ask you about the Cuddle Crew though in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I got the impression that
from now on.
I got the impression that JLP wanted Alex to take his shirt off during the challenge.
That feels pointed.
Mm-hmm. Why?
I mean, JLP he's a colleague really of Alex. Should he be wanting him to take his shirt off?
Yeah, I that was just my impression, but I think JLP's like, come on, give us something to put on the show, Alex. Come on.
Prime time. We're against Married at First Sight.
Come on. Let's bring it.
Yeah. That's fair. I mean, I didn't get that impression, but if you want to read into that on JLP.
Yeah.
Auction was fun though, right? We had a good time.
Auction was okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we've had much more exciting Australian Survivor. For a Australian Survivor auction, I thought it was a pretty mundane affair.
I mean, we're having fun. We're just having a good time.
Having fun. Did anybody even lose their vote? I mean, are there any stakes in the auction?
Someone won an advantage that was like a deadly
No, but
Like,
there was like nothing like, oh, Luke is getting
yeah,
like
that was an
double of like,
all-timer.
yeah,
Very
that was an all timer. Like there was nothing like there was like that Raymond got the popcorn and lemonade,
That's true.
JLP drank the beer, and Ferris had to brush his teeth.
Yeah, they took away the letters, which I assume they got in the auction, which I think would have been that. I think you can put that in the show. I like that personal
Yeah.
content personally, but yeah, I mean, like we've had like Nick getting a video from home, Geordie the video from home. I like when they do the video from home. They should do that more. That would
Yeah.
have been, yeah. So, but it was still fun. It was fun. We like an auction, right? We were enjoying. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do we think is going to happen next? Then we're going to have okay, so now the whole Raymond thing. Do you think that everybody just votes out Raymond for real now after this?
Well, I didn't think so because I thought he had like what I liked about it was that he got numbers.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh no, just because he had also Kirby, Ferris, and Ree in it. But no, what are we doing?
No, Kirby and Rihanna exchanging the necklace. That was I thought very odd. Just the whole way that was handled, where I guess that Kirby must have felt like that there was like a non-zero chance that Raymond, the ultimate wild card, was going to write down Rihanna's name. Apparently, there's a lot of Riri versus Ray friction going on. But just the way that like what Kirby tried to do, like she basically like tried to like yawn and like put the necklace like and like put the immunity necklace on. And like I guess in my mind, I felt like that the immunity necklace like needs to be like formally transferred. It's like oh, whoever's wearing it is has immunity. I don't know. I never thought of it like the idol, where you just put. Like I
why would
feel
you
like
wear it if it wasn't your neck? If it's not yours, why would
I don't know. I just know. I feel like nobody's ever tried that before. Of just like putting it on, like just like real quick, right before the vote, like take their necklace off and then put it on somebody else's head. Like that shouldn't be how it works. Like where it's like right before it's time to vote, if you can like pass a note in class and then. I mean, I guess that's how the idol works.
It's meant to be. Like you literally, Jeff would ask. At least still ask. I don't even know anymore. Like. He used to ask every time, right?
He used to ask every time. I don't know. I don't know if they still. I'd be surprised.
He doesn't. I haven't heard that in years. When did that go?
But they could just cut it out of the show. But I don't think that they still do it. But like, is this a thing? Like, could players just try to like very like subtly like slip the necklace off and then like pass it like around the back, and another person like slips it on, and then like when they go to read the vote, like, wait, hold on, she's wearing the necklace now. We didn't see that.
Well, JLP pointed it out, which some people are upset about, but like he has to point it out.
I think he has to point it out, like, because I feel like Kirby was trying something that's never been seen before.
Yeah, no, he has to point it out. It would be unfair if you all voted for Rihanna. She had immunity.
You guys should have been paying attention because she put the necklace on. Like,
yeah, foiled again. He literally has to say it because then they can't vote for Rihanna. Like it changes the nature of who they're allowed to vote for. So I thought that was fine. I thought your impression of slipping off the necklace was very strange, and I just wanted to point that out.
What was strange?
Watch it back, Rob. Watch it back. I'm telling you.
Why? How was it strange? Strange in what way?
Do it now. Do the slipping off thing you did.
What, the taking the necklace off and then like handing it to the next person?
It was weird I'm telling you, I'm right.
Okay.
But no, I thought, George said this on Talking Tribal, and I agree that, if Ree is concerned that he might write her name down, it helps Ree vote for Raymond in a way that she might go rogue, as Rees tend to do. And I also just thought that it, gave some additional cover because Ree is more likely to be voted, Ray's more likely to vote for Ree than Kirby because he's closer to Kirby. So I thought.
Do you think it was actually that maybe Rihanna might have been more likely to write down a different name, as Rihanna is known to do, and then this was like, all right, listen, just write down Raymond's name, and then I'll give you the necklace.
Yeah,
but I felt like it really could have upset the whole thing.
In that it could have triggered the Titans.
Yes. I mean, only one person has to, and especially like in US Survivor with like, I guess there's like all this concern about, what if somebody plays an idol, shot in the dark. And so I got to put it like, I feel like that's more present in US Survivor than it is in Australian Survivor. But like had one person written a different name down, the whole thing would have gone to hell.
Well, they have been mass splitting like every vote and then they pull it back. So they have had that intention, but I think this was just different because it wasn't a vote, it was a quit. basically. And I do think, like, I was talking about this with my brother, where I was like, I don't think it'll trigger the Titans because they could just think Kirby's wary of them. And he's like, well, why would she be wary of them for Rihanna and not Kirby if it's like so much of a Raymond thing as we know it to be? And I was like, well, because Rihanna is vulnerable. Like, she's been so good in the challenges that maybe, you know, Kirby could be sold, not that she's doing it at tribal council, but if they're worried that we're going to come over the top, you know, exploit this Raymond situation because Rihanna's vulnerable, this is such a good opportunity. Now we can't do that, where it's different for Kirby in that way. So I don't think it was much of a red flag. I think that she, covers a couple of bases. And I think, the main thing is that Rihanna, as she said, if you're so scared that Raymond's going to vote for you to the point where you might derail this whole plan with your one rogue vote, you're immune now. So let's just move forward. So I think it got a lot done, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Shannon, let's leave it there for Australian Survivor for this week. Check out what Shannon had to say with Kelly Wentworth. Plus, Mike Bloom was on the exit interviews this week. Some extended interviews with Eileen and Valeria this week. So check that out as well. Shannon, what else is coming up for you?
What else? Talking Tribals out. Global. Survivor Global, I'm going to be talking about season 46, the first 2 episodes with Jacques Berger. We're going to talk about both and give Chizzy points for both. That'll come out this weekend. And then next week, Jesse Lopez on the penultimate Australian Survivor recap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, which will be fun. And then also we're trying to do a draft, a thing of the drafters who are watching Chappelle, Puya, Liana, and they can give their macro thoughts and they can tell me if they think that Raymond is Donny Fairplay's child, and maybe it will be as unhinged as this. But honestly, how, Rob?
Okay.
How?
All right. Well, Shannon, thank you so much for making some time for a check-in here. I appreciate everybody listening to what I had to say about Australian Survivor. Can't wait to see how this is all going to turn out. So probably we won't do anything this week or coming up for week 7.
I bumped you. I'm joking.
Yes,
we weren't going to. I had that spot open. Yeah.
Sure. But then
don't think that I actually bumped Rob, please. I didn't.
Yeah. But then after the finale, I'm sure we'll do something and catch up and see how it all went down.
I love that you stayed through this whole season. Like, you were just an Australian Survivor fan now.
Yeah, I mean, look, when it's this good, how could I not be?
It's been good. It's been very good. I'm glad you've been enjoying it.
Yeah, if you like, Shannon, Australian Survivor has been on a hot streak.
These 2 seasons, yeah.
These last 2 seasons, you know, when there's not FOMO like a couple seasons ago when it was the blood versus water.
Yeah, that was hot.
There wasn't FOMO. Yeah.
No. I barely stuck through that one. Then Brains versus Brawn was so good. So 3 out of 4 ain't bad. You know?
Pretty good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.